Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch another beautiful day in the Ozarks. I'm telling you, I'm digging the weather we've been having. I did see that in England, they are complaining because it's been like in the high 70s for the last few days, 79, 80 degrees. And they're complaining about a heat wave. Oh my goodness, it's September and it's still 79, 80 degrees. I mean, that's what it's been here, and it's been nice and enjoyable. It makes you wonder how them Brits ever conquered half of the known world at the time when a lot of it was much hotter than it was or is in Britain. Anyways, I just thought that was kind of funny. Figured I'd share that. In actual real news today, the Houthis from Yemen have hit 2 more oil tankers down there in the Red Sea, and one of them they're saying has more oil on it than that last one that they blew up or seriously damaged, that Greek flagged ship, and that one is leaking oil the last time I heard. But they've hit 2 more, and the reason why I'm kind of pointing this out is that we have what has been said for decades as the biggest, strongest, most powerful Navy, the most technologically advanced Navy in the world, is there supposedly protecting all the shipping routes. In fact, the United States has the largest naval fleet in the Middle East than it's ever had there, ever. We don't even have any carrier groups now in the South Pacific. Everything's shipped over, or at least most everything. I think somewhere around 2/3 or more of our naval fleet is now in the Middle East. And yet we still can't protect these big, huge ships from being attacked by some ragtag militias. And I want to point out that at least the ones that of these 2 recent that I've mentioned, they were hit by drones. Drones aren't very fast. These drones that they're using, they're not fast drones. It's not like they're hypersonic jets that are traveling 1,000,000 miles an hour. They're hitting warp speed, and it's so fast that the U.S. Navy can't stop them. They're drones. They're not flying very fast, and so you cannot tell me that there's not enough technology over there between our naval fleet and all the other assets that we have that we can't know when these big tankers are going through there and protect them. My personal opinion, and I want to make this clear, this is only my opinion, is that we're purposely allowing it to happen. A couple of things going on. Number one is it just increases the cost of oil. Every time 2 million barrels, I think is what one of the ships today that was hit had on it. Every time one of these ships get hit, there's a lot of money that's just evaporating out of the economy. And it's making it very risky for other ships to go through there and transport oil or anything else. So it's increasing the cost of shipping because people that are actually running these ships are like, hey, if you want us to go through that route and risk getting ourselves killed, you better pay us more money, which makes sense. And so it's increasing the cost of oil, which all of that is just right out of what Biden or whatever, whoever it is that's running, because it's certainly not Biden. I mean, he's been on vacation for more than 2 weeks now straight. Whoever it is, we know that Kamala's not doing anything, so obviously someone's pulling some strings. But anyways, there's that, and then they want a war. I believe that they're doing everything they can right now to start a Middle Eastern war, and I think that they're probably disappointed and upset that Iran hasn't attacked Israel. I mean, what in the world do they have to do to get Iran to attack Israel? It's apparent that they're doing everything they can by constantly poking around there to get some kind of war going in the Middle East. I think the United States wants it. Maybe Israel wants it. That's what's being said. I'm just repeating what's been in the news. And so we're watching events happen to try to provoke a war. I believe. It's only an opinion. I don't have any solid evidence other than just the things that I'm seeing happen. But you cannot tell me that these big, huge tankers that's going through, that they can't have some kind of escort ships, or that they can't have their sensors and radars and everything else locked on them and have a pretty good idea of anything that gets close to them. I mean, look at other places. Israel does a pretty good job for the most part of taking out any kind of attacks coming in. We've seen that in other countries, but yet we can't protect these big, huge targets out in the middle of an ocean from some ragtag militias that have not really the best quality of stuff. Even if they're getting it from Iran and Russia, you know that they're not sending them the best. So why is this happening? It's because the United States wants a war. They want a war badly. And it looks as if, I mean, and again, this is just opinion, that Russia and Iran and probably China, they all realize this. And it may not be that they don't want a war, it's just so much that they're not giving the United States what it wants. They're not giving the Biden administration what it wants. And the reality is that if all of these, Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea and everyone else, if they all decided to attack us in some kind of joint thing, attack us, Israel and Ukraine, all at the same time, all their force, I'm not confident at all that we can withstand that. This isn't putting down our military at all. We have still some great members of our military, but I'm not confident at all that the United States could withstand that level of attack. So why don't they do it? Well, that's a hard one. I don't have the answer to that. But I can tell you this. I very confidently believe that the United States wants a war. And if they want a war that bad, then there's pretty good odds that they're eventually going to get that war. And it's not even, well, we just have to make it to November. At the very least, we have to make it at least until January, the middle of January. And that's still quite a ways. A lot of things can happen before then. I mean, will it be another, pipeline explosion? What else? What else could there be? A lot of things could happen. And we have to be prepared for that, because it's going to shock a lot of people if we go into full-scale war. It's going to shock the system. It's going to shock the economy. And that's probably the biggest initial thing that you and I have to be prepared for. And then it's also going to cause all of these foreign agents, these terrorists, to enact and go into, full attack mode, which is exactly what the head of the FBI has been warning of for a while. So it's time to get your houses in order, folks, because if the Biden administration and the Obamas and the Clintons and all of them, if they want a war, well, there's a pretty good chance that we're eventually going to get one. Prepare yourselves, folks, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.